Wear these 10 fragrances if you want to smell unforgettable. As soon as you exit the room, people are going to be thinking about you long after you take your leave. All of these fragrances, I catered this list for the ladies, but truth be told, almost everything on this list is unisex, but all of these have this enchanting, mesmerizing, unforgettable aroma about them. I'm eager to share this list with you in just a moment, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I talk to you about these 10 fragrances / perfumes that will make you smell unforgettable, all of these are going to be ingrained in the person's mind because they all have something really, really special about them. I truly love all of these fragrances. I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but I do want to make it easy because I know a lot of people are talking about where do I sample these, where do I buy them. I don't recommend blind buys. It doesn't matter how much the fragrance costs, whether it's $200 or $1,200. Get a sample at a place like Scent Split. I think that's your best way to go about doing it. This way you can get a small 5 ml decant. You can try it on skin, see how it works with your skin chemistry, and scent is very subjective, right? So please utilize a service like Scent Split. It will behoove you. Let's go ahead and dive into this list. The first fragrance, wow. I smelled it again after not having smelled it for several months. It is aging so beautifully. This one by Stefan Humbert Lucas is called Panthea Iris. This is one of the most beautiful iris-based fragrances on the market. It's such a starchy, powdery iris. It smells so velvety, so feminine. And so if you're a fan of floral fragrances, Panthea Iris is the way to go. Of course, iris can be found in many, many, many different fragrances. So many brands have put out their own version or interpretation of the note of iris, whether we're talking about Tuberose 1, Capricious by Soir de Parfum, which also contains a lot of tuberose, but there's iris in there as well. Or even something like the masculine Dior by Christian Dior. But Panthea Iris by Stefan Humbert Lucas. This is such a beautiful fragrance. Please check it out. And it's been around for a number of years now. By Fragrance du Bois, we have Oud Violet Intense. So if you're looking for a fragrance that has a bit of strength behind it, something that is floral, but something that is not fleeting, this is definitely one to consider. Now, of course, when it comes to Fragrance du Bois, the motif here is that all of their fragrances last a very long time. Whether you're talking about Solstice or, is it Secret Tryst or Producer Mikale? Oh my goodness, that's one of the longest lasting fragrances I own in my entire collection. But Oud Violet Intense, a bit floral, a bit woodsy. It has a smoothness about it, right? There aren't too many rough edges despite there being oud in here, but it's a very smooth, elegant fragrance and it's unforgettable. The next fragrance I want to talk about, so we have a designer in this list as well. This one I think is going to be unforgettable just because it's different, right? A lot of fragrances on the market nowadays, whether we're talking about Good Fortune by Viktor and Rolf or Voce Viva by Valentino or Prada Paradox, they all have jasmine, right? They all have this sort of expected floral ingredient about them. And don't get me wrong, I love Prada Paradox, especially the intense version. Good Fortune is a solid fragrance, a bit linear, but it's a solid fragrance. I think a lot of those fragrances are great. Even Alien by Thierry Mugler, composed by Dominique Ropion, a jasmine-based fragrance. It's a masterpiece, right? But those are to be expected. And so especially among designers, this one is an unexpected, unforgettable designer fragrance, unisex, but I can see a woman wearing this so beautifully, so comfortably. Café Rose used to be a private blend and oh my goodness. Yeah, the coffee in here is really powerful. It doesn't smell like a freshly brewed pot of coffee. It also doesn't smell like a coffee bean, but it does have a certain warmth about it that I really enjoy. And the rose is just so sensual. It's an unforgettable fragrance. Of course, we also have Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian Paris. I know it's in an all white bottle now. I purchased this right when it came out. So I have the older presentation. This has orange blossom and marshmallow with this warm velvety vanilla in the dry down. What an incredible fragrance. Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian Paris. It truly is one of the brand's best, and I think it's probably the best seller on the women's side of things. It's Rihanna's signature scent, so she's given it a lot of play. If we're talking Gardenia, one of the best Gardenia perfumes on the market has to be Central Park West by Bond No. 9. Now, I love Chinatown. I also really enjoy I Love New York for mothers. It has more of a clean shampoo vibe. But this one, the Gardenia in here is really, really well done. The floral bouquet in the heart is just so spellbinding. It's a beautiful fragrance by Bond Number 9. Let's also talk about the brand new Palatine by Parfum de Marly. Palatine, it has, you know, bergamot, there's pear, there's this violet note in the heart. Yeah, violet, it is violet. And also iris. Iris is not listed in the note breakdown. I think it says flower bouquet, but I get iris from this one just because it is a bit on the starchy side of things without smelling powdery. And so iris can have a very specific characteristic, and it does have some smooth woods in the dry down, sandalwood, musk, and whatever. Palatine is beautiful, right? So it's very sparkling, it's expressive in the opening. Of course, I could have put Oriana in this list, but I have Love Don't Be Shy, so I think it would have been a little redundant, so I decided against it. We also have Erba Gold by Xerjoff. So this fragrance, it has those, you know, the sweetness, the vanilla, it has the passion fruit, the tropical fruit notes in here. Erba Gold is such a beautiful fragrance. So if you like Erba Pura and you're looking for something maybe a bit more on the ambery side of things, try Erba Gold. I think it's beautiful. In the number 3 spot, yeah, this fragrance, jasmine, vanilla, cognac, and I think, was it rum? There was another boozy ingredient in here. So 2 boozy accords in the dry down of this one. And it is really, really good for this spicy, smooth, boozy vanilla fragrance by Mikale. Try Note Vanille Nectar. So this is the Nectar Flanker. This is beautiful. And even the liquid has gotten kind of dark in my bottle, although I think there is probably some kind of coloring in here because it's adopted kind of a mauve hue. This is a beautiful fragrance, right? So this one, the cognac that's in the dry down, the rum, the spices, the booziness of the vanilla. It is really well done. If you want to smell unforgettable, this is a way to go. In the number 2 spot, this one, I love the sweetness about it. It's a sweet, warm, gourmand type of a fragrance, and it's so easygoing. And this one is perfectly unisex, right? So when I said a lot of these are unisex, obviously I wasn't referring to Palatine. I wasn't really referring to Central Park West, but a lot of the other ones like Oud Violet and Intense and Cafe Rose, those are totally unisex. This one is unisex as well. By Sospiro, it's called Dulce Melodia. So again, sweet leaning. You do have the vanilla in here. It is such a gorgeous fragrance. If you're looking for a more gourmand expression, but not something that is juvenile or sickeningly sweet, you're gonna wanna check out Dulce Melodia by Sospiro. Now, the fragrance that is in the number 1 spot, boy, I have fallen in love with this fragrance. Again, this is one of those fragrances where you wear it out in public and you're gonna get noticed. You're gonna get the attention. People are gonna be like, wow, there was that one time I smelled this beautiful perfume on this woman, and you know, I met her in a cafe and I just was completely enamored by how she smelled, and I wish I had gotten the name of that perfume that she was wearing. And I always get comments like those in my videos, you know, where people are like, you know, it smelled like XYZ to me. Do you know what it could have been? Don't miss your opportunity to be that woman or that person wearing this fragrance. So here's the thing. If you're not a fan of tuberose, you're not gonna get this fragrance. You're not. You have to be a fan of tuberose, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It has tuberose, vanilla, and walnut milk with honey drizzled on top. Let me repeat that. Tuberose, vanilla, walnut milk with honey drizzled on top. By Thamin London, it is none other than Bravi. Beautiful fragrance. So what perfumes do you personally wear if you want to smell unforgettable? I want to hear from you. Drop your comment down below. I always love the interaction. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's episode, if you want me to do a part 2 or whatever, show the love if you can. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. And give this video a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you like this type of content, and it ultimately helps my channel in the long run. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.